Hello and welcome back to another review. So it's another Sunday, which means another World Beyond episode has come out. So today I will be reviewing The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 2 Episode 4. And before we go into this, I do want to mention that if you want more reviews and more content like this, look on the channel. It should be somewhere on my screen. It says click me. I recommend you click it and you'll get lots more content. You'll find something else you like, guaranteed. But let's go back into the review. And this episode is not all bad, actually. I was quite surprised how good it was relative to the other episodes. So I was actually quite surprised with this episode. So let's get into this. And the first thing I do want to talk about is how this episode is built into three plots. It's structured into three plots, A, B, and C. And you would think World Beyond, with the history of not being able to juggle that many plots, would have terrible pacing. But the pacing's really, really good this episode. And I wanted to mention this first because World Beyond, I felt it's always had really bad pacing, especially this season, where you feel like the episode's gone or it's dragged on. This episode just kind of moved on at a very nice speed, and I was able to enjoy the few good moments. And then you move on to the other plots, and then they were bad, but you could deal with them this episode. The pacing was good. And right at the end of the episode, they are able to tie in some of the plots together, and you're like, oh, that makes sense! And it makes the episode slightly better than all the other episodes so far, because the pacing is just so good, and it just works for the episode. So, talking about the three plots, we have the Elton plot, which I feel like is the worst of the three, just because it doesn't tie in to the other two plots. How you had the Xylus plot, I'm always going to say his name wrong, but I hated it, but right at the end, it ties into the main plot, so it's like, okay, that plot immediately is slightly better because it's worthwhile and it benefits the show. But the Elton plot, I just feel like they want to do something with the character, and his whole plot was him just walking in the woods, finds out a secret about the perimeter colony, and that's his plot. So it's not very fun. It's just him go, okay. I completely forgot though that Hope told Elton that she killed his mum, because he just has PTSD over that, and that is like kind of his story this episode, which is quite boring. Nothing good happens there, nothing interesting. The B plot is a Xylus plot, which I really didn't like, and I don't know if it's the way I don't know if it's the way the character's meant to be or the actor can't act, but it's just, he just stands there and he always has this like confused face on, and the acting is just so bad. He's the worst out of the four child actors. And I don't know if it's meant to be, he's meant to be that bad as a character, or he's just a terrible actor. And I don't know why, it just makes me hate watching it, because he just always sounds the same. It's so monotone and boring. And it's so annoying. He's in quite a lot of the season so far. He's like always the B plot. And it's so, because that takes up like a good 20 minutes. He has his own story, his own arc. And it's so bad, like nothing good happens in his arc, other than when Xylus goes beast mode on some walkers, which I found quite entertaining. But that is about it. He doesn't do much else other than that one moment where he goes beast mode. But other than that one good moment, it is just bad with terrible acting. Like, the acting is so bad, and it shouldn't be in a Walking Dead show, that bad acting. And it makes it so painful to watch. But it was just well paced, as I said earlier. So it felt like it didn't drag on. It just kind of like Xylus. Oh, something slightly better. Now let's talk about the main arc of this episode, Plot A. And it was actually a good plot, to be honest. I quite liked it. So it picked off right where episode 3 left off. And we had Jennifer, I have to call her Jennifer now, not Huck. Jennifer and Hope came to the perimeter colony, and they met all the others. And one downside is we got a lot of Hope and Iris together, and they really annoy when they're together. Like, Hope is okay, I like Hope, but Iris is really annoying. Like, she's not a very good actor. I think out of all the four child actors, Hope's the best, and Iris, the actor who plays Iris, is not. And it's just them being annoying, and then being like Iris being stubborn. But the best bit about this plot was Felix and Huck talking to each other again, and I really liked it when they were together again. I really liked it because you felt the tension and how Felix wanted to kill her so badly. And there was a bit where you think Felix is going to kill her, but he doesn't. And I thought, oh wow, I enjoyed myself a little, and I was quite shocked. And they went back to the thing, and then guess what? Something else interesting happened. Percy tried to kill Huck, and I enjoyed myself for the second time in one episode, and I quite liked it. It made sense why he did it, and it made sense why Felix was like, okay, we have to stop him. So it all worked quite well, and I really liked it. And the best thing is, all this happens, it all makes sense because it pushes the story forwards. It isn't just some stupid like drama like we've had previously for all the other episodes. This little drama actually pushes the story forwards because it makes Huck meet Will, and then Huck ends up doubting her mum, which will then lead on to the other episodes. And I am so happy that this happened because first thing is that Will ends up coming up with a plan to how to take down the CRM, and we actually get some progression in the story, and this ends up with plot A and plot B connecting, and it pushes the story on quite a lot. This small moment just moves the story like so much further down the line, with Huck on the inside going, okay, I need to do this, can't trust my mother anymore. And then Will going, okay, I have a plan, Felix, we're going to do this. And I'm so happy the story's finally progressing. And I'm so happy that this happened. And the best bit is that then we get Elizabeth in the last 5, maybe 7 minutes. And it's so good. We get her very cool speech that we saw a bit in the trailer. And then we get some slight conflict between Huck and Emma, which I really like. Because Huck, I feel like she's going to kind of redeem herself by the end of this season and go against the mum. And it makes sense. And I'm really excited for that. I actually am. I'm slightly interested in the show now because I really would like to see how they do that with Huck and a mum, which I feel like would be quite a lot of fun. And this ending is just very strong. Like episode 3 had an okay ending, pretty good. Episode 4 has, I would say, it actually has a good, very interesting ending. And I actually, when it ended, I wanted to see episode 5 because the trailer for episode 5 looks actually good, and I'm slightly excited for episode 5. The ending of this episode is actually quite good, and I would say half this episode is good. So this means that my one word / one sentence review is that this episode is slightly good and worth watching. It's paced well, it's got enjoyable moments, it's a good episode, and I recommend, if you missed the last episode, watch this one. But what do you think about the episode? Have you seen it yet? Have you not? Are you planning to skip it? Please tell me. I'd like to know your thoughts on this episode. And I'll talk to you later. So look on the screen if you want more reviews. It should be there somewhere. And peace out. Talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.